The following is a sponsored program paid for by Yaba TV.
Welcome to our beautiful show, the Yaba TV show. I am your host, Sia. Today our topic is, what are you thankful for? For this Thanksgiving, there are several reasons that we can be thankful for. Personally, I am thankful for life. I'm thankful that I'm a Christian, that I know the Lord, that I treat my clients and people in general with fairness and love and fear of God. I am thankful because my family is with me and they support me for what I do, bringing you Africa based on first-hand knowledge. I'm thankful for my staff. I'm thankful for everyone that makes this show possible. So today, we're going to talk to Ty Warren, who knows so much about thankfulness and, of course, is thankful for credit cards because he has so much knowledge about how you can use your credit card, how you can increase your scores, and so much more. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody you know about our beautiful show, the Yaba TV show. We'll be back in a moment. Hey. Hey.
16.
You are back with our beautiful show, the Yaba TV show. I am your host, Sia. Today, our topic is, what are you thankful for? This is our Thanksgiving show, and we have so much to be thankful for. But I have with me Ty Warren, who is going to give you all of his opinions of why he is thankful and what you need to know about your credit. So you are in for a treat. Ty, it's such a pleasure to have you on our show again.
Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Please, for the benefit of those that don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've been around for a while. I'm a certified credit consultant, been certified since 1983. I am a lead underwriter at a local dealership here, been there since 2005. And I have my own credit consulting company, so I've had that since the last 6 years.
So as we talk on our Thanksgiving topic today, what are you thankful for? In your particular area, heart, from your heart to the people that listen to this show today, what are you thankful for?
Well, I'm thankful for just being here, being alive. That has to be, God gives me a breath every day. So I'm thankful for my family's doing healthy, my friends are doing well, my people around me, as far as their credit, are doing well because they've all been listening to me. I'm just thankful for being here, thankful for being on your show so I can speak to more people about what they should be doing around Thanksgiving.
Talking about what they should be doing around Thanksgiving, that's probably one of the best times to talk about credit and how to maintain your credit. And you are one of the experts in the community that would like to share with our audience. Please help me out.
Well, Thanksgiving is a good time for families getting together. It's a good time for families to talk to each other about credit, which they should be doing. That's the time when people come from school and they're spending time with their family members, and that's the time you should sit around the table talking about your credit. Hopefully they are, and that's what they should be doing. And the parents should be teaching the kids. I got some kids teaching their parents because their parents, especially in our community, weren't taught about credit until they got into school. So this is a good time when people come together and they should be talking about their credit and seeing how they should improve their credit.
So for someone that have no clue about what's the importance of credit utilization, what would you like to tell someone today?
Well, credit utilization is the balance that you leave on your card after your statement closes, okay? So the key is you shouldn't leave no more than 30% utilization on your credit card if you have to leave a balance. I tell people, really be a convenience shopper, they say. If you have the cash, you have the credit, you should use your credit card and then pay your credit card off before your statement closes in that cycle. I tell people, anyone who don't have any credit cards, I'd say you're probably using your prepaid card or debit card regularly. That doesn't help your credit. I say, treat your credit cards like your debit cards. If you don't have any money in your debit card, you can't use that debit card. That's the rationale you should have behind using your credit cards. Use your credit card every day. You're putting gas in your car. You're buying food, groceries. use the credit card, pay your credit off before your statement closes so there's no interest. If you have to leave a balance on the card, no more than 30% of whatever the child balance is.
So 30% is the actual allowed percentage to use?
You can leave more, but when you leave more than 30% on whatever balance, for instance, if you have a $300 limit credit card, 30% of $300 is $90. That means if you leave more than $90 past your statement closing, that's the date they report to credit agencies, your score is going to go down because your utilization is over 30%. I tell people, identify the dates on your credit card. You have a due date and you have a closing date. The due dates, they send you reminders about those. That's when the interest is charged. That's after the statement is closed. I tell people, identify your statement, find the closing date, use your card, get in the rhythm of using your card every day, but pay your balance off before your statement closes. So when it closes, there should be nothing due. And that's the rhythm and the cycle that you get into using your card. Believe it or not, they're going to increase your limit and your credit score will rise also.
So each time they increase your limit, without you even asking them, that increases your credit score.
Absolutely. You have more open to buy. The more open to buy you have, the higher your credit score goes.
So for someone that have no credit at all, and they come to you, they say, I want to buy a car. They have the money, but no credit.
I get a lot. I tell folks, well, definitely, I'm at a dealership now because we specialize in subprime, and majority of people over 21 years old, their scores are under 600 if they don't have any credit cards. So they come to me and I say, listen, that's why a lot of the lenders like when I send them deals, because I educate every one of my customers about the importance of having revolving lines of credit. There's two types of credit, revolving and installment. Understanding the differences are the key. Installment loans, how you know it's an installment loan, because they all have fixed payments, and all installment loans have an ending date. At some point, your home's going to be paid off. At some point, your car's going to be paid off. At some point, your personal loan will be paid off because they have an ending date. Unlike credit cards, they're called revolving. That means they never end. As long as you pay your bills on time and pay it off before your statement closes regularly, your score is going to rise and they're going to raise your credit limit. And that's the way you raise your credit score. Even if you don't have any credit, get you a credit card. Now, I work with several companies that can get you some credit cards. So all they have to do is give my office a call, and we can give them some good recommendations on how to get credit cards.
So what about secured credit cards? I know you've talked about that before.
Yeah, secured credit cards is simply because you don't have any credit or if you have bad credit. And the security is the money that you put down. They give you a line of credit against that loan, that money that you put down. And usually, a lot of the companies, if you pay your credit card regularly, like I suggested that you do, use it, pay it off before your statement closes. After about 6 months, they'll give that security back to you. And then your card becomes unsecured. It's only secured because they don't trust you or they don't know who you are. You have very new credit. But as your credit gets higher, 99% of the cards are going to offer you unsecured credit cards where you don't have to put any money down, and they give you those lines of credit simply off of your credit.
So they will literally give you back, for example, if you deposited $300 for that card to get, for you to get the secured credit card, let's say after a year you pay your bills on time, you're never late, and everything is good, they would give you back your $300 and then make the card unsecure?
Absolutely. 90% of the companies are doing that. Absolutely.
Interesting. So what about companies that, let's say American Express, they give you a credit card, they want you to pay all at once in 30 days. Educate me on that.
Well, I mean, American Express is something, a lot of times they want you to pay your balance, which is good, a good habit. I tell people, treat your other revolving credit like the American Express. American Express, you charge and they have a time and we don't pay your balance off, your complete balance to do that. So that's fine, cool. I like the advantage of, if I need to leave a balance on the card, I can do that. I tell people, if you have to, no more than 30%. Unlike American Express, you have to pay the entire balance off.
Interesting. Well, we have a lot to share with our audience. So tell everybody that wants to be educated about credit card usage, utilization, and how to increase your scores. Definitely, this is the show to watch today. So we need to take a quick break to acknowledge our sponsors. When we come back, we will continue with our discussion. Don't go away. Welcome back to our beautiful show, the Yaba TV show. I am your host, Sia. Sometimes I forget. I almost said the Yaba radio show because I also do host a radio show on 94.7 The Wave every Sunday at 7 a.m. So if you haven't heard that before, this is definitely it. I had to plug in my little commercial.
Absolutely. I ain't mad at you.
So coming back to you, Ty, for someone that wants to establish a business credit card, I mean, they have personal credit card, but their business do not have any kind of credit card or any kind of establishment that has to do with credit. Tell us about that.
Well, there's two ways to build business credit. If you have good credit, then it makes it easier, because when you apply for business credit cards, if you're a brand new business, they'll ask you to be a
guarantor,
a credit guarantor. If you haven't got good credit, I recommend starting at the slowest stage. You start getting some vendor credits. If you're buying supplies from anything, you have net 30s, Uline, things like that there, where they give you your supplies and they'll bill you for that. And that goes when you're done in Bradstreet, okay? And you should have at least 5 of those, 5 vendor credits. And then once you have 5 of those, you should have an 80 PEDX score, and then you should be applying for business credit cards. And usually start with your bank that you have. Majority of the banks offer a business line of credit. So if you have a checking account, you should have a checking account if you have a business account also, and you've already established your credit, then go into talk to your underwriter, talk to your loan officer there and say, listen, I'd like to get a business credit card. Apply for it online, and you should be able to get a business credit card if you already have either established credit or you've got your net 30s, at least 5 of those established.
Is this for corporations only, or does that also apply to nonprofit corporations?
Well, yeah, it's still a nonprofit corporation, it's still a corporation. I tell people, if you have a business, you need to be incorporated. S Corp, C Corp, or LLC, or a nonprofit. Sole proprietorships, you can get those, but your tenant is tied directly to you. If you do it with your business credit, you're protected by the corporate veil. I work with a couple of companies that show people how to incorporate properly the right way, and you're protected by the corporate veil.
When is the best time actually to begin to educate your family, the kids? When do you educate them about credit?
I recommend high school. My kids came out of high school with a 741 credit score out of high school. I simply made them authorized using a couple of my credit cards, and I told them what they should be doing, because the cards come in their name, but it's my account. So I showed them, listen, especially my son, I said, you're not using any more cash now, using nothing but credit card. He had a little part-time job too. So what he would do, he would, when he went out with his girlfriend, going to the movies, spend about $60. I said, here's the card. I already made him authorized user on the card. And I said, use nothing but the cards, bring me all the receipts back. Okay. And the money he spent, he gave me the money, and I put it back on the card the way it was supposed to be done. And before
revolve it.
Right. Again, you want to pay it off before the statement closes.
Like you said, use it like a debit card.
That part there, absolutely. You treat your credit cards like your debit cards, become what you call a convenience shopper, and trust me, your score will rise before you know it.
So if you are someone that likes to have lots of credit cards, I've had people, I've known people that have 20 different credit cards. How do you manage all that when each and every one of them is expecting you to use it?
Well, I mean, I tell people, don't get no more credit cards you can handle, okay? You should have at least 3 or 4, okay?
Or 5 at least.
Okay, at least that. But again, if you get more than that, I have 17, by the way, okay? So if you get that, you just...
17?
Yes, ma'am.
Whoa.
You just got to know how to use the credit card.
How do you use all of that?
Well, I take them step by step. Some cards I don't use every month. As long as you use it every now and then, you're fine. So they're not going to close it out if you haven't used it in a couple months. Hopefully you don't really have any balances on those cards if you're not using. But and then identify the closing dates and use your card and make sure you can pay it off before your statement closes, so there's nothing due. And before they know it, they continue to raise your limit, or they offer you more credit cards. And like I said, you should have at least 3 or 4, maybe 5. But if you have more than that, I'm sure if you do have more than that, you should have good credit, and you should know how to build that net worth, because that's part of your net worth. You got $100,000 available in credit, it changes most people's thinking when you have that kind of cash available to you.
Absolutely. And credit, definitely, the Western world is king. Cash is king, but credit is next. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, hey, I think credit is king because cash is second, because you can have a lot of cash, but if you don't have the credit, it makes it hard to get certain loans, okay? You can have a couple $100,000 in the bank, but if you don't have no credit or no one knows about that, it's kind of hard. You know, they got some banks out there, if you have a lot of cash, they'll give you a credit card based off that cash, like a secured type credit card, and that helps you in that way. But again, they don't teach you this in school. That's what I coach. And basically, I tell them to go to my website and look at the credit coaching program. I have 5 pages to my website, and go to the credit coaching part. And I kind of break it down, the importance of having revolving lines of credit. And you should have revolving line of credit and maybe some sort of a secured, not a secured card, but a personal loan or something like that. Because now it's in the mix that you should have revolving and installment lines. But again, you have more credit cards available, so use those credit cards, pay them off before your statement closes. You may want to get a car loan. It makes it easier to get a car loan. If you come in with a 700 credit score, you could have a fewer credit cards. the interest rates are much, much easier, and it's easier to get financed with a person with a good credit, even if they've never bought a car before.
So for someone that has many credit, but something happened in their life and the credit went down and their credit score not just went down, but it messed up. It's in their credit report. How can they get that clean?
Well, my thing is, first of all, pay your bills on time. That's the most important thing. Pay your bills on time. Please don't get into something that you can't pay back. Secondly, if things happen, because life happens, okay, you just have to continue building. Settle those cards. If they're charged off, if they're over a couple years old, I say you just have to continue building. You got to get back on the bandwagon. You got to have revolving lines of credit. I tell people, you can have 5 cars paid off over $20,000 a piece. If you don't have any revolving lines of credit, you'll never be over 640. You can have no cars paid off. A few credit cards paid right, you'll be over 640. So credit cards.
So 640 is the average considered good, quote unquote.
Yeah, decent. Anything over 640 is considered good and decent. So your interest rates tend to be better. 640 and better.
But 720 is
even better,
good.
Of course. The higher your credit score is, the lower the interest rates become.
Message were clear and understood.
Absolutely.
Yes. So look into the camera and tell our audience where they can reach you.
Well, you can reach me on my website at Ty at excelcreditcorp.com with 2 L's, or you can give my office a call at 888-703-9235. That's 888-703-9235, or give me a call. Ask for Ty, the finance guy.
All right. Ty, it's been a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you.
And I wish you continuous success. You really know this credit thing so very well. When it comes to credit, quote unquote,
yes.
you're one of the expert guys in the community. And I do appreciate you sharing with our audience what you know about credit cards. And of course, sharing with us Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Although we didn't talk about what you're going to do for Thanksgiving.
Well, I'm going to kick with my family. I have a niece that likes to cook every year, so I'll be going down there and talking to her. And again, when I get down there, I talk to. They know I'm talking about credit, and they all have good credit, or they're building it. It's absolutely.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing with our audience what you know about credit utilization and how to increase your scores. Definitely, we appreciate you very much.
You're welcome.
We do need to take a quick break to acknowledge our sponsors, and then after that, we are going to one of the best music videos that you probably have not seen before. So stick around. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our television broadcast today. We are on every Sunday at 4 p.m. right here on KCAR 9. If you haven't heard before, again, this is it, the Yaba TV show, coming your way, 4 p.m. on Sunday afternoon. So we do have a YouTube channel, Yaba Media. I encourage you to go to Yaba Media. If you haven't seen our show before, that's the place to start. Watch all the beautiful shows that we have, and recently we added more new shows on Yaba Media. So, but my only suggestion is please like, share, and subscribe. That's the only way I know that you appreciate what we do for the community, bringing you Africa and African Americans based on first-hand knowledge. Till then, we will see you next week at the same time on the Yaba TV show, your contemporary bridge to the motherland, Africa.
The proceeding was a sponsored program paid for by Yaba TV.